Hi. A lot of people I speak to are quite prepared, are quite at ease with themselves actually to call themselves spiritual. But a lot less people I know, especially the younger generation, are going to say the same for being religious. Now before we get into any more depth, let's look at the dictionary definitions of these words. Now the word spiritual comes from the Latin spiritus, which means the essence within, therefore putting one's inner self, one's true self, as being a priority over the physical surroundings. This of course suggests freedom. Now religious, however, comes from the Latin religio, which basically means to follow rules and regulations of a certain order, especially a divine order, whereas religare means to bind oneself to a process. Now, I don't know about you, but the word spiritual tends to give the idea of freedom and certainly detachment. Freedom from worry, meditation and so forth. Whereas religion, you get the impression, of course, of a lack of freedom. Now, of course, when we turn on the TV, we look at the media, and perhaps unsurprisingly, people see the news and they connect religion often with sectarian thinking or limitations, a lack of freedom, and whereas if you look, and war, of course, as well, politics, war, and it was an external experience. Where spiritual people they think of yoga, they think of meditation. I think, yes, this is in some way detached from the troubles of this world and therefore must be better for me. But of course we have to understand that the two words, in essence, in their origin, are actually connected to each other, and the two need each other. And that's an important thing to understand. But of course, let's look at that. Let's try to understand that and understand the true meaning and the true purpose of the true religion and its origins. If you want to achieve anything in life, if you, for example, you want to lose a lot of weight to look good in that swimsuit, if you want to learn a new language, learn a new instrument, or do anything really, then you have to follow some type of process, some type of course, rules and regulations, even if we don't want to. We have to kind of go to the college, we have to sit the exams, we have to do our studies, we have to, for losing the weight bit, we have to eat certain foods, get more exercise, follow a regime, you see. So therefore, we by doing the externals, we actually achieve internals as well, because we get that freedom from disciplining ourselves, you see. Basically, in other words, to be spiritual, you also need to be religio. And to be religio, to really be religious, or to be properly religious, you actually have to be spiritual. Now, to be spiritual, spirituality rather, without religion, well, it would fine, but where is the consistent path? Where are the results? Otherwise it's sentimentalism, you see, and lacks a kind of definable path, a definable result as well. Whereas admittedly, religion without spirituality, of course, is dogma, is superficial rules and regulations, and of course can be fanaticism as well. So what we need is a balance between the two. A balance, in fact, between the externals and the internals. Because true religion is understood in an internal way. And to get that balance right is where the true freedom, true understanding of all life, all our existence, our inner self, is achieved.